recorded videos get mailed back to me, but I need to check days and topic. I need to rename the files. I need to upload them on my YouTube channel, etc., etc. Okay, so it will take some more time. Moodle is not still working. Okay, Newton-Raphson method. So this is a better method than regular falsi. Okay. You remember in the first year you people studied Taylor's and Maclaurin series.
Yes, ma'am.
Can anyone tell me Taylor's expansion formula? F of x0 plus h. Can anyone tell me this? Yes. Anyone recalls what is Taylor's expansion formula? Girls, why there is silence? I'm asking you something. Say, madam, we don't recall it. You need to give some kind of response.
F of x0 plus h plus h f of
F
x0.
dash x0. If I tell you the next term, you can tell me the next terms. If I
Plus h square upon
2 factorial
2 factorial
into
double dash
x naught.
double dash x naught plus h cube upon 3 factorial f triple dash x naught. All these are derivatives and so on and so forth. So we are going to make use of Taylor's expansion formula here. Okay, see basically now how different it is from regular falsi method. In regular falsi method, we find out 2 points A and B randomly. Okay, or we find out two numbers and then we call them A and B such that f of A and f of B are opposite in the signs, right? Two random numbers we find and we call them A and B if they follow this condition. If they satisfy fa dot fb is less than 0. Now in case of Newton-Raphson, instead of the interval AB, we are going to emphasize on an initial approximation called as x naught. So this initial approximation can be guessed, okay, looking at the nature of the problem, looking at the equation, we can easily guess it. Or if you cannot guess it, you can again apply the same technique, find two values A and B randomly such that fa dot fb is less than 0 and take x naught as the midpoint of this interval. Do you understand what I'm saying, girls?
No, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
In case of regular falsi, you find out you have some function given to you, right? Suppose you are given x cube minus 5x plus 11 equal to 0. You want to solve, you want to find out real root of this equation, okay? So what you do in case of regular falsi, you find out some points, you choose some points randomly. This is positive, f of 1, if you take that 1 minus 5 plus 11, so this is also positive. F of 2 if you take, then 8 minus 10 plus 11, so 18, so this is 8. F of minus 1 if you take, minus 2 if you take, this will become minus 8 plus 10 plus 11. F of minus 1. So you have to find out one where it is negative. Suppose I take minus 3. So this will become minus 27 plus 15 plus 11. So that is minus 1. So here I understand that the root lies between this in this interval -3 comma -2, because f of -3 is less than 0, f of -2, here it is 21 minus 8 is 13, it is greater than 0, so -3 is less than -2, so my a is -3 and b is -2, right? But if I want to solve this problem using Newton-Raphson, I don't require A and B. What I require is an equation. Now I cannot guess the value of my root. Okay, it is in between -3 comma -2, right? So what I will do, I will take my initial approximation as -3 plus -2 upon 2. That is midpoint of this interval. -2.5 would be my initial approximation. Because the formula of Newton-Raphson doesn't involve A and B like Regula-Folcy, it involves initial approximation. Okay, the formula is iterative in nature, not the method. Do you understand? The formula is repetitive, not the method. Are you getting it now?
Yes,
I will give you another example. If I want to find out cube root of 30, then what should be my initial approximation? This you can easily guess. Can you guess it easily? Which number is perfect cube and very close to 30?
25.
25? 25 is a cube.
27.
27.
27 is a cube, right? And cube root of 27 is 3. And this 30 and 27, they are very close. So my answer is going to be 3 point something, right? Cube root of 30 कितना होगा? 3 से बड़ा होगा ना? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
3 से बड़ा होगा तो मैं इजीली गेस कर सकती हूँ इनिशियल अप्रोक्सीमेशन 3. डू यू अंडरस्टैंड इट? I cannot guess the initial approximation like in the previous example. If I don't solve this, can I guess easily that my answer is going to be in -3 comma -2? Can I guess easily that my answer is in between these values? नहीं कर सकती हूँ ना guess. So in such cases where we cannot guess the initial approximation or the initial approximation is not given to us, we can apply this technique. Find out two values A and B randomly such that FA and FB have opposite signs and take their midpoint. Take the midpoint of that interval as your initial approximation. Do you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now, why we are applying Taylor's expansion formula, that we want to see here. Okay, so when I say x cube minus 5x plus 11 equal to 0, I am calling this particular part as my fx, right? Okay? Yes.
Yes.
Now, okay, let me make it easy. I will consider this example only. X cube minus 30 equal to 0. This is my fx. Now I know I am guessing initially that x naught could be 3. It is not exactly 3. So fx is x cube minus 30. Now I am taking fx naught. Fx naught is how much? 3 cube minus 30. That is minus 3, right? Correct? आपके फंक्शन की वैल्यू क्या होनी चाहिए बताओ, तब आप उसे रूट कहोगे. फंक्शन की वैल्यू कैसी होनी चाहिए? इट शुड बी क्लोज टू 0, राइट? When we get better and better approximations, we put them in fx. If you remember, in case of Regula-Folcy, where is my लेक्चर रेगुलर फॉर्सी का कब लिया था मैंने? 14 तारीख को नहीं, 13. If you remember this, see, this was our regular false, and if you remember, ये आंसर्स आप देखो जरा यहाँ पे, ये आंसर्स 0 की ओर जा रहे हैं क्या?
Yes, ma'am.
फंक्शन की वैल्यूज देखो, यहाँ पे फंक्शन की वैल्यू -9 है, 6 है. दे आर वेरी फार फ्रॉम 0. But when you get better and better approximations, your function's value goes close to 0, closer to 0 rather, -0.02. There is difference, very small difference between 0 and -0.02. Getting the point?
Yes, ma'am.
When I calculate the function's value, it should go close to 0. So right now it is -3. So this is a very big difference mathematically. 0 and -3 में बहुत बड़ा difference है. Okay. So what I'm trying to get now, I will try to get a better approximation called as x1. Okay. Better approximation. And this x1 is nothing but x naught plus h. There is some modification in x naught, right? H may be positive or negative. If your root is going towards the left, then it will be minus. If your root is going towards the right from 0, then it will be positive. H will be positive. Are you getting the point, girls? So x1 is written as x naught plus h. Okay, so what will be f of x1? What will be f of x1? It is f of x naught plus h. Yes or no? Yes. And do you know what is h? You don't know. You know what is x naught because you are taking it. You want to find out the value of h. You want to find out the value of h, and I want to write x1 is equal to, I want to write x1 in terms of what I know. I know x naught. So I want to express x1 using x naught. I don't know what is h. So I'm going to use Taylor's expansion formula for this particular thing, f of x naught plus h. I will expand it. So it is f x naught plus h f dash x naught plus h square upon 2 factorial f double dash x naught and so on so forth. Now tell me, what can you say about h? Let me go back to this again. Regular falsy method. Now tell me, these are your answers. Okay, if your x naught is 2.6, your x1 is 2.693251. So how will you write x1? It is 2.6 plus 0.093251, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody is following this? There is some increment or decrement. Now in this case, there is some increment in x naught. What we are adding is a positive value. It is going towards the right from 0. So what can you say about this h? What can you say about this h value? It is a very big number or it is a very small number?
Very small.
It is a very small. Now when I consider this is my x naught, this is my x1, this is my x2. Now I can express x2. x2 is 2.704918, which I can write as 2.693251 plus something, right? Plus something. वो जो कुछ difference आएगा वो 0.01 वगैरह ऐसा कुछ आ सकता है. I don't know exactly. Or in case of 2.6 also you can say 2 times h approximately, huh? I am saying approximately. Are you getting me, girls?
Yes, ma'am.
So you know what, you are trying to express every iterative, every approximation in terms of the previous approximation. I have x naught with me. I'm trying to write x1 as x naught plus h. I'm trying to write x2 as x1 plus h, and I want to find out what is this h value. Do you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now I have x naught with me. I'm substituting that x naught in my function. So I know what is fx naught. From the function, I can find out the derivative also. Now I told you that, sorry. Now I'm saying that h is very small. So what can you say about the powers of h? The higher powers of h, what can you say about them? If h is 0.0523, something like that, what can you say about h square? Let us consider only this much, 0.05. So what will be our h square? This is 5 upon 100, right? So h square will be 5 upon 100 into 5 upon 100. So it will be 25 upon 10,000. So 0.00, करेक्ट है क्या? देखो करेक्ट किया क्या मैंने?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So what can you say about h square? Which one is bigger, 0.05 or 0.0025? Which one is bigger value?
0.05.
0.05.
0.05 is bigger value. So as you go on taking the higher orders of h, what can you say? They become very
Small.
small, right? So they tend towards zero actually. अगर आप इसका h cube करोगे तो h cube आपका आएगा 0.00000125. So practically speaking, this value is zero, right? So the higher order terms can be neglected very easily, because you are dividing those values by some number again. 2 factorial, आगे जाके आपका डिनोमिनेटर बढ़ने वाला है. 3 factorial, 4 factorial, so those numbers will become very small, those numbers will be. So you can easily neglect them. Are you getting the point? Are plus h square upon 2 factorial f double dash x naught and so on. I have f of x naught plus h
मॅम आवाज कट होतोय.
minus fx naught So if x1 is the root, then what can you say about fx1? What can you say about fx1? जब फंक्शन का रूट मिलता है तो फंक्शन की वैल्यू कितनी होती है? वहां पे कितनी होती है? आप कहते हो कि x क्यूब माइनस 27 का रूट 3 है ना? करेक्ट है क्या? 3 क्यूब इज 27, 27 माइनस 27 0. सो f of 3 क्या होगा? 0 होगा ना?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you getting the point?
Yes, ma'am.
So this f of x naught, if x1 is the root, then we will consider this as 0. So 0 is equal to fx naught plus h f dash x naught. So what will be h? So minus fx naught is equal to h f dash x naught. So h will be minus fx naught upon f dash x naught. Do you understand it? We will write it neatly, no problem. And therefore, this implies, what was my x1? What was my x1? x naught plus h tha?
Yes, ma'am.
Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And therefore, what is x1? x naught plus h. So it is x naught minus fx naught divided by f dash x naught. X naught is alone. Denominator is only for fx naught. So taking x1 value in terms of everywhere on the RHS, if you see, every term involves only x naught. So I am expressing x1 in terms of x naught. And we are making use of Taylor's expansion formula. You understood the relation? हम कैसे कहाँ से कहाँ तक आए? हमने यहाँ पे एक assumption किया है कि x naught is the initial approximation and x1 is a root. If x1 is a root, let x1 be the root. जब मैं कहती हूँ x1 be the root, then I can say fx naught plus h or fx1 is equal to 0. Then I can find out h. Now, if you find that x1 is not the root, that means your function's value is not becoming 0. Then you continue this process. You find out fx2. fx2 is f of x1 plus h. You do the all procedure same, similar to the previous one, and you express this in terms of x1 and so on. Again, you will get h is equal to minus fx1 upon f dash x1, and then your x2 is written as x1 plus h, which is x1 minus fx1 upon f dash x1. Getting the point? Getting it, girls?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So we can continue this process and we can write this formula iteratively as xi plus 1 is equal to xi minus fxi upon f dash xi, and I goes from 1 to up to n. आपको n approximation 2, 3, 4 जो कोई आपका number है. So this is called as Newton-Raphson iterative formula. Have you understood it?
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
as you people have studied Taylor's expansion formula, we are expecting you to use Taylor's expansion formula in the derivation. Okay, there is another technique. There is another technique which, I mean, geometrically, how will you do this now? तो यहाँ पे सबसे जरूरी बात क्या है देखो, denominator, look at the denominator, f dash xi. Okay, so at any iterate, you know, the value of the derivative should not become 0. अगर आपके फंक्शन के डेरिवेटिव की वैल्यू 0 होती है कहीं पे, तो this will become something upon f xi upon 0, which will go to infinity, right? Therefore, we have to be very careful about the existence of the derivative at that particular approximation. Do you understand it, girls?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, so this,
Can you show the previous
that's why,
Can you show the previous slide?
I will dictate you, no problem. Wait, I will dictate you. This is just the explanation I'm giving you. We will write it neatly.
No.
That's why this procedure is very sensitive. This method is very sensitive to the initial approximation. If your initial approximation is wrong, then you will diverge from the exact root. Okay? Initial approximation अगर आपका गलत है तो आप रूट के नजदीक नहीं जाओगे. You will go away from the root. Okay? The sequence of approximations will not converge to the root. It will diverge. Okay? So, for example, now, if I am having, now when we talk about the derivative, we need to understand the function's curve should be a smooth curve. Function should be differentiable. And all the functions which we are solving right now, algebraic polynomials or even transcendental, they are derivable within their domain, right? All your trigonometric functions are derivable. All your logarithmic exponential functions are derivable or differentiable. Your algebraic polynomials are always differentiable within their domain, okay? Our domain is real line for polynomials. So that should not be a problem. Now, if I am having a curve of the function like this, okay, so this is the exact root, right? This is the exact root. I want to reach here. Now, if I take initial approximation somewhere here, then I may not get my answer. Why? I will show you. Because see, can anyone tell me what is the meaning, geometrical meaning of derivative, f dash x? Can anyone tell me what do you mean by derivative of a function? दोनों तरफ से मैं आपको दिखाने वाली हूँ using Taylor's and using geometrical interpretation. What do you mean by derivative geometrically? Anyone knows? Anyone knows? Sanjana?
It tells us how the rate of y changes with respect to x. Here
That is the
fx is
meaning.
y.
That is, means what? It is the limit of this thing, na? Right? It is
Yes,
the limit of rate of change in one variable with respect to rate of change in other variable. So what is basically it is? What is this? This is nothing but the slope, right? So geometrical interpretation of derivative is slope. Okay, so what I'm doing here right now, see. A slope of what? Slope of what? Derivative is nothing but, if you choose any point on the curve, now here this point I will identify as fx naught comma fx naught, right? Okay, and now I will draw a tangent. I will draw a tangent which passes through this point to the curve. This tangent does what? What does it do? ये tangent क्या करती है बताओ? It cuts the x-axis.
Yes, ma'am.
Like the curve cuts x-axis here, and this is the exact root. Here I want to reach. Now when I draw a tangent, that tangent cuts the x-axis, and this is my first approximation. This is my initial approximation. So tell me, if my initial approximation is here, x naught, can you draw tangent to this curve from this point? Can you draw a tangent? Can you draw a tangent here? Right now, no. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
What yes? You can draw it or you cannot draw it?
Cannot draw.
We cannot draw it. So now I have to choose. So that's why I'm saying that when you take correct initial approximation, then you can reach to the root. If your initial approximation is wrong, somewhere here you are taking initial approximation, you will never get the answer. Somewhere here you will take. यहाँ पे आप कहीं पे initial approximation ले रहे हो, नहीं कर सकोगे. So your initial approximation must be correct. Now again what I will do, I will consider this point and I will draw a tangent to the curve. So what happens? This is my x2. So this is a better approximation than x1. x2 is a better approximation than x1.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, and this is how you go closer, and this method is very fast. Okay, the answer which you are getting may be in 7-8 steps using regular falsy. You may get in 3rd step using Newton-Raphson. Okay, so what we are doing here also is we are having, see, I'm having 2 points right now. This one point is x naught, fx naught, and this point is on the x-axis. I have 2 points, x naught, fx naught, and another point is x1, 0. What is the y coordinate here on the x-axis? Y coordinate is 0 na? Girls, बोलो जल्दी.
Yes, ma'am. 0.
तो ये 2 पॉइंट्स मुझे मिल गए हैं. कैन आई फाइंड द स्लोप ऑफ दिस tangent? What will be the slope of this tangent using these points?
0 minus fx 0.
0 minus fx 0 upon
x1 minus x
1
0.
minus x0. Sorry, x1 minus x0. y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. So this will be minus fx0 upon x1 minus x0, right? But what do you know about the slope of tangent? What is the slope of tangent? It is nothing but the derivative, correct? Slope of the tangent is nothing but the derivative of the function at that point. So f dash x naught is equal to what I got just now. It will be f dash x naught. It will not be f dash x1, because we have drawn the slope tangent at x naught comma fx naught. So the derivative is at x naught, not at x1. Okay, so it is minus fx naught minus fx naught upon x1 minus x naught. Now if you rearrange this, x1 minus x naught into f dash x naught is equal to minus fx naught. So it will be x1 f dash x naught minus x naught f dash x naught is equal to minus fx naught. Okay. No, I am doing wrong. No need to do this. No need to expand this. What I need to do is only x1 minus x naught is equal to minus fx naught upon f dash x naught. and then x1 I will keep here, and I am getting the same answer which I got using Taylor's expansion. Correct? मुझे वही आंसर मिला क्या जो टेलर से मिला था? Yes, girls?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is so both ways I have shown you today. I have derived it using Taylor's expansion and using the geometrical aspect. Okay, कि आप एक्चुअली क्या कर रहे हो ज्योमेट्रिकली, आप टेंजेंट ड्रॉ करके उसका स्लोप ढूंढ रहे हो. ओके, so we will continue tomorrow with the derivation. We will write the whole thing again. Now let me take your attendance. Have you understood it, girls?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what is important is your initial approximation. X naught is very, very important here. So we will continue with the derivation and problems tomorrow.